All right, there we go. Now we're good.
Need to get a
So-
recording light, but
A little recording
Little
light,
sign this is on air.
kind of more like a filter for Keegan there. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? We're doing the year in review on gaming, or the year in gaming.
Our year in review on gaming.
Yeah,
That's
our
what we're
years.
doing, and
Because that's the one that counts, right?
well,
Yeah.
it's become kind of a tradition to do it, so we might as
Yep.
well. So
So that's what we're here to do today. So bear with me just a minute. Sadly, every once in a while, man, no matter what you do, it's
are you just going to Facebook with this, or what are you?
no, it's going to YouTube and
It's on
Facebook. It's
YouTube,
just
okay.
Here we go. Now we got the podcast going too. So the year
Oh,
in review of the gaming that we have done as a group. So we're here with Clint and
oh, that's
D.
the wrong type of gaming.
Huh?
That's the wrong type of gaming.
Yes, I think so.
I'm
I'm
not
not sure.
YouTube so I can leave comments.
Go ahead, do that. Leave a comment there, Clint. Participate. So we're going to end up with the games that we have gone through this year. Obviously, this is a lot of tabletop stuff we're going to do. And hey, Crystal. Hello, Charles. And hello, Clint. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Glad-
don't let Crystal know. Then I won't get away with things.
Oh. Oh,
You also
Crystal.
know about the $5,000 I spent in Warhammer this year.
$5,000.
Yeah, $5,000.
Oh, well, I bet it would have to be close. So,
Yeah. Well, I bet our Warhammer budget was not that bad this year because we didn't really do a heavy Warhammer stuff until the end of the year.
No, and
hello, Charles.
I really didn't pick up much for Warhammer until the Votann came out.
Yeah, I mean, we really kind of slowed down a little bit with that, and then we're doing like Necromunda. And, I mean, we did a lot of Kill Team stuff, but that wasn't a lot of miniature outlay.
No.
Yeah.
I bought more GW terrain this year than anything else.
We have terrain
We
now.
have plenty of terrain.
We honestly don't need more.
No, we could bury a
We,
Necromunda.
we do need more, but that's the second one.
Well, we need more like chests and stuff like
I
that.
need
The
more.
little loot boxes. And
Oh
stuff.
no, I got a lot of those. I need more of the pipes to do the pipe maze and a few other things I want to do for Necromunda. So I need to get on either finding a 3D printable component or scour eBay for extra stuff. Plus, I wanted a dozen more shipping containers so we can use those as full walls versus just a couple stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, I
Minute.
need to find some because I want to make a construction.
Yeah, and
But like the little modular buildings that we use for construction.
Yeah.
When we pull the big job site.
Look at Mini Warm-Up says comment. More comments. Thank you, Mini Warm-Up, for boosting the comments artificially.
Oh my gosh, Minnie.
That Mini Warm-Up should be pretty happy, though. He got his stuff, too.
that's good. You guys,
Well, Zombicide took a big chunk of our year, too.
yeah.
Towards the end there.
I'm okay with that, especially
Yeah.
Undead or Alive. Now that Minnie has it, you can start going through it. The play of how it plays. I mean, we ran that one game. Keegan missed that one, but I think you're gonna like how Undead or Alive plays. Also, we found a few characters that I really want to feel like Sheriff Mittens. It's his actual name. He has 2 blue abilities.
Mittens?
Yeah, Sheriff Mittens, but he gets 2 blue abilities. He is literally an abomination killer. I mean, you give him a 2 damage rifle, and he will drop any abomination almost out of the gate.
Right.
He is brutal.
I have an idea, like I said, to design an aftermarket abomination that could be used.
Let's go.
I'm just not saying anything because, no, it's not called the Keeganator. But we could make
It's
one of
also
you.
not made from food.
That's true. Very true. Very true, not made from food. And Charles says he's been lazy this morning. He hasn't done much of anything. Oh, so now that's kind of how Keegan is most mornings. So, oh wait, you
Whose
work?
phone
Is
you
that
on?
mine?
Yours?
It might be mine. Oh yes, I have to
So,
silence my phone.
What
Sorry.
did we really cover this year? Obviously,
Well, I
Necromunda,
ran.
40K. Didn't do, or not 40K, Kill Team.
We did get the stuff for Red Dawn.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Red Dawn
Red
stuff has
Dawn's
been ordered,
coming.
and
I did a lot of Aeronautica Imperialis stuff, and we did a lot of Team Yankee.
And we started to explore the world of little cardboard squares.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is. Oh my gosh.
That's its own thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I really didn't jump into that.
It is. Greg and I played the last night. That is a little bit of chaos.
Until you get used
I
to
think,
it.
yeah, once you get used to it, it probably
Yeah.
goes pretty quick.
So we did get that board set up, and we did get
We got one turn. in.
one part of one turn.
Yeah.
So
the
we'll
other part.
we'll post that later too, Charles. Because you were going to come by later today and try to do the Soviet turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to just do it in short turns, so we don't.
That's a pretty good idea until you figure it out. A lot of people
Yeah.
play those games, so they've obviously got to be popular.
Yeah, they
I
are.
mean, that hex gaming has been around for decades. Mostly World War II, some World War One. So
Yeah.
Well, look at BattleTech. That's a hex
yeah,
game too.
BattleTech is. I'd like to get the Alpha Strike now that there's an Alpha Strike box set. I'd like to get that so we have better Alpha Strike rules other than just the generic stuff I have in the one book. So Alpha Strike will be a lot faster to play BattleTech with than just playing BattleTech. Because you don't mark off each individual location. You just have X number of dots and then the mech's done. It seems like it's a little more streamlined and a lot faster. So I'd like to do Alpha Strike. I'd like for us to sit down and do a BattleTech, spend an hour and a half doing a BattleTech scenario, which is each person with one mech.
Well,
I've got a scenario that works out great, and it's literally 2 versus 2.
so Dave from Annex Tabletop or Annex Game, he said he likes the Alpha Strike rules on that.
Yeah.
He enjoys BattleTech, so he told me that it's much faster because old BattleTech,
Yeah,
you've
there's a
got
lot of marking.
400 little dots on one
Yeah.
arm. You can't just destroy the arm right off the bat.
So Alpha Strike does. That's why I want to get the Alpha Strike box set.
Oh, what was that one we played at the biplanes and aliens?
We
played that. Was your
tripods and triplanes.
Yeah.
And
But
we
that's
still
just
will
my head.
play
You're
that.
talking about like wait. We played that
Yeah,
one where we had to take
and
out the
that's-
alien too.
That's one I want to get back to. But mostly I want to do the World War II stuff. I have everything to do tripods and triplanes World War II.
Yeah.
I have all the upgraded tokens and everything, and I think that'd be a lot more fun with World War II than World War One. World War One is fine, but I'm just not a big biplane person.
You mean my Spitfire?
I enjoyed that little battle we did with the World War II trying to take out the German bomber.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a fun
Yes.
scenario.
I think the bomber hit, didn't
The
it?
bomber did hit,
Yeah, I think
but
the
it
bomber-
did finally get shot down.
Yeah, after it dropped the bomber.
But it had already bombed. It made its bombing run. But yeah, that was still a good one. And I want to do a little more aeronautica as well, since we still have. There's nothing new for aeronautics. We pretty much have everything.
Now I gotta get the Necron. I think the Necron.
The Necrons, yeah, we do need, and that's a Forge World thing. But I see a lot of people getting those, and they're quite happy with them. So
Actually,
for
Aaron-
resin kit,
with the flying croissants.
yeah,
the Aeronautica Imperialis box sets down to like $49.
yeah. Which one? There's 4
The
of them.
original. the
Yeah,
first one.
there's 4 of them. So I have everything.
Yeah, I
so
seen
I
it.
need to get the Necron one.
I even got the update book when it came out. So I now have the current rules, which really wasn't a much of a change, but it did include the Necrons. That's why I got it.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it had
okay.
the stats for the Necron stuff.
But you have to do that through Forge World. Right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I want to
for
get
Forge
that
World
giant
by,
orc bomber through Forge World. This thing is like this big. Like seriously, it's huge.
Well, it'd be worth it though if you're gonna play it.
Plus, we have landing rules with that new book too. So running, strafing the ground. So when you're doing ground assets,
You
taking
can
them
drop
out,
and
you
strip
can.
and
Well, and because the last update allowed the Thunderhawk gunships and stuff, so
yeah.
you get scenarios where you're trying to escort them to the ground to drop the troops, and then
Oh, nice.
yeah, so there's so much of an advancement with Aeronautica. I'm glad we're taking a break from it, but I do want to get back into it at some point.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun game.
It's-
It was.
I enjoyed it.
I think Josh played that too, didn't
Yeah,
Josh liked it actually. My son played that. He thought it was good.
he? He played the Eldar.
he used the Eldar. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just happen to have this Eldar handy. That's why I grabbed it. I know that you can't see a lot of our miniatures on the camera, but I don't want to move the camera around to show everybody's miniatures.
You could if you want to.
Yeah,
somewhat.
We could
I mean,
just kind of show off a few things.
I don't know how much room is on the.
Yeah, just get as
cable.
close as you can get.
Woohoo!
I can't really see.
You're doing good.
Hold on.
So, do you want to start here?
Sure.
Or just
This is my Dice Tower mech. And then my Eldari portal. And these are my Harlequins. These are my Necromunda nomads with the Dust Mite. And then these are my Sisters of Battle from the patrol, combat patrol.
There you go. Clint.
Yeah, it's about far they can get.
Yeah,
to
that's fine. Mine are gonna be a little, so I got my War Machine figures, got one Battle Mech, my Necromunda, my Team Yankee, Aeronautica, and then my 40K stuff.
Yeah, the big guy in the back's dangerous.
Yeah, the big guy in the back, Greg, does not.
Yeah, I took out Greg in one shot. Yeah, 'cause that. So, ain't bad to take out. Well, you had what? Four
He had
on that
8
bike?
wounds
Eight.
on that.
On that bike?
8, yeah, it's.
Yep,
I
I
give you
rolled
an
up.
idea how brutal that dreadnought is.
I just rolled up as like shooting with a BB gun. Ping, 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 ping. And Clint goes, okay, you done?
Yeah. Here's some plasma.
Let me show you how this really works. So, and then I just brought my Necromunda, my Botan, and then my Team Yankee.
And on Team Yankee, you're the American forces most
Yeah.
of the time, yeah. So that's going to be interesting too, because I did, you guys submit the thing for the March to Victory there. So see about setting up a game time on a Saturday there to do the new Team
You
Yankee.
got a position good, Keegan.
Yeah, that works.
That works.
So for a second there, it was just focused on the Mac, but no, it's good.
It's good. This is just focused on me and whatever weird people
We
are
did
walking
some-
by.
See, we did
Oh,
some-
maybe the people can finally see what we laugh at when we see the weird.
Yeah,
people
that's
go by.
Our view here. So
Yeah.
they all
yeah,
look. They,
because the camera's behind Greg. Yeah,
Yeah.
the people walk by and stuff. That's true. All the
Oh.
traffic.
they
You
can't
get some
really
board
see
games.
him.
The
Stuff
comedy
too.
traffic we sometimes see.
At one point, I'd like to do Twilight Imperium, but that is going to be like 4
Was that the
hours.
RPG?
No, it's a board game
Okay.
where you control a fleet, a ship fleet, and your own planets and stuff, and then you guys work out taking out each other, making alliances, everything. It's a very involved board game. We're looking at 4 to 6 hours to play, but it would be a fun game to sit down and play.
That is a portal there, Mini Warmite, that you're looking at.
The Eldari.
Yeah. It's an Eldari portal.
Well, this is what's the big thing on the table. There's 2 big things on the table.
Well, I think he knows what the mech is, so he's asking what the other
is
is.
the Eldari portal.
And that's part. What exactly what does that portal do with them? It transport them, don't
It
it?
gives
Or,
them transfer, like the Necron's transportability.
yeah. So they could transport
It just-
on something you could use Mini
You
Warmite to
just don't get
transport.
pooped out of a giant black pyramid.
I can't use it though with the Harlequins, right?
No,
It's just
I don't
a
believe you
terrain
can. I
piece.
believe, yeah, it's pretty much just terrain. It's still really cool terrain.
I like portals.
Well, there you go.
That's the
See,
reason I bought it.
in Mini Warmite, you could use portals, different worlds and ages to visit. Yes, for you home brewing a whole bunch of stuff, that'd be good too.
You know,
Like how we said Thornton got kicked out so hard that he went to a whole nother dimension and universe.
Yes, I'm good with Cowboys versus Aliens.
yeah, working on that.
That was an interesting movie.
Working on that for now that we have
Yeah, that's
everything.
an old
I've got a
movie
good
too
feel
now.
for play. That's something we're gonna work on. That is a next year thing. Is Zombicide Cowboys versus Aliens. Just got to work through some of the nuances of it.
A little bit, yeah. And Keegan's trying to figure out how to bring his Apaches in.
Trying to figure it out.
There's yeah.
Ooh, good idea, Mini Warmite says Romans versus Tyranids. Oof. Roman soldiers?
Romans would be screwed.
I don't know. They can put their shields up, man.
Shield wall.
A Tyranid Gene Stealer is capable of tearing through Terminator armor with its bare hands. Those shields ain't going to do a damn thing.
Oh, boo-boos.
Those Tyranids, I mean, it's literally, what sci-fi one? Shoot, I can't.
Starship
It's
Troopers.
literally Starship
Yeah.
Troopers, but trying to stop the bugs with spears. Yeah, you're screwed.
It depends. He has the gingerbread spearmen he could send out front. So
Yeah.
they could probably try to
God.
snack on them. And
Yeah, no.
yeah, you
These
can
guys
It's-
killer presents or killer trees. Which one was it? Was it killer presents?
both. trees
Yeah,
with
those
teeth,
look kind of cool. Those look kinda
presents
cool.
with weapons.
Oh.
Yeah. Any Wormut's got a interesting,
Colorful
Thing, or
imagination.
did he-
I don't
Powerful?
know exactly. He just
Colorful.
kind of scary.
He put it up
Yeah.
in there, so it's some game.
Well, ask him, is it like a homebrew thing he made up that or?
He just ordered these figures and
Okay,
painted them like he found Christmas trees with teeth.
I
okay.
mean, you could use like
So
the
that they eat
brutality skirmish
people.
rules could easily be used with those. I did download the brutality skirmish rules. I'm very confused by them. So I people are using it for all sorts of sci-fi and stuff, but when you read the rules, it's a fantasy-based game. There doesn't seem to be a lot of
So in that case, all it is the frick is that we just did Stargrave.
it's similar. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to research it later because there is going to be a space element to it, and I think we can use the old darn it. Oh, it's a discontinued game. We can use their ships to play with that rule system, and I think that'd be a lot of fun. Not Dystopian Wars. It's Firestorm Armada.
Oh, okay.
I have a bunch of Firestorm Armada ships, and there's going to be no new rules anytime soon. They are working on it, but it's not priority. So, if the brutality skirmish space rules work the way I think they do, I think if we can get a bunch of Firestorm Armada ships off eBay real cheap, and do whole fleet battles on a table this size, and it'd be a lot of fun.
Actually, yeah, it would be.
I mean, I've got most of the Dingerenzi force, and it's basically just a giant railgun with a spaceship around it. I mean, they are literally, they have to turn the ship to fire, but when they fire, they just core through other ships.
Oh, I reminds me of that Mac round from Halo.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. Yeah,
That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. it is very much just a railgun with a ship
Cortana
around
would
it.
have full access to the Mac gun. The whole ship would just start, and you're just like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, you're done. Well, it was that way with Macross too, with the Robotech stuff. Once the SDF-1 fired its beam, it would wipe out the fleet. Not just one ship, it would decimate the entire fleet. And if you look at the RPG game for Robotech, the Macross's damage rating, which is the same that Rifts use, is 3d6 times 100 for planets.
Oof.
So you can only imagine what that does to everything else.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, when that railgun fires, everything in that path is just vaporized. I mean, you want to talk about anime huge weapons? Yeah,
Hey, man.
I mean that thing would,
That's
it would
destructive.
decimate Gundams. Someone did that too. They put Veritex versus Gundam. It was kind of interesting. Needless to say, the Veritex won.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's-
Gundams aren't
the-
weak, but
Don't we need something like that on like a Ford Explorer so you can just clear the street in front of you?
yeah, well,
Because Keegan's got,
I've got a lot of extra cargo space, not miniguns now. I mean, if the Black Rifle Coffee guys are going to put a gallon or minigun on a Prius, I have a giant sunroof in the back. We can just take that off, put the minigun on that.
Oh gosh.
Little element with a giant mini. Yep.
Now I kind of want to take the Explorer. If I Crystal, it was your Explorer. It's mine now.
You were talking about adding armor to the element.
Yeah.
Anyway.
By armor, I mean brush guard.
Brush guard.
Same thing these
It's
days.
aesthetics. It really
Ah, here it
does.
is, yeah.
Against deer, that's like adding armor.
It's
Well,
kind of, yeah. I
When
mean,
the apocalypse happens, you're gonna have to.
when the
make do with
apocalypse happens,
something.
I will not be driving a Honda Element.
Are you sure?
Yes,
You sure?
yes.
You don't want to be,
He wants to be in
Stylish.
an element.
But your sidekick could.
Even,
Right.
even in a zombie apocalypse, you certainly don't want the element because one crowd and you're done. There's no way you're getting out of that.
No,
thing.
because they're too light to run anything over.
They'll be like rolling dice. They'll just be rolling your element down the road. And it
Okay,
just,
so the element could be the decoy
yeah.
trying to take the zombies a different.
So Mini Wormut answered you there, D. He said he uses the fistful of lead rules.
Yeah,
a
I gotta
lot.
look into that
Oh, okay.
too.
They're pretty good rules to use, and then you could just add whatever.
Yeah.
So
He got FedEx. How did he get FedEx?
he said he stepped away.
FedEx
FedEx.
delivers on Sundays.
Oh, that's right.
It's the holidays. Everybody delivers on Sunday. Even the post office is out.
I'll say the
The
post
post
office.
office can't keep up, and
They can't.
it's stupid crazy what the post office I get paid now.
That's why I try not to ship things.
This time of year, though,
Yeah.
it's
I don't know. I'm
always a
tempted to go work at the
cluster.
Post office right now at 28 an hour.
Yeah, but they have high turnover still.
Yeah,
You
because
screw
of
up once,
stress.
you're out the door.
Oh jeez.
They are that. Yeah, that's
Well, until then, you've raked in a little bit of money. at
yeah,
least.
Yeah.
just depending on what you're doing, but
How was your career? I made it 2 days. Got tired of walking.
well, that's not even dock work or anything.
Well, now they finally have heated and air conditioned.
Well, those
vehicles
trucks
now,
are coming.
Finally.
Well,
Finally, but
I don't know if they're ever going to actually release that prototype truck they put out. God, I hope not, because that's
That
just
little van thing's running
not,
around.
not the Dodge Caravan or whatever that is. No, the ugly thing that they contracted to build.
maybe you could use it in Necromunda
God no.
as a transport.
I tell you, with
Transport.
that thing, once you find a picture of it, you better hope damn well you have your seatbelt on if you hit something. The whole front end is a windshield. That's all it is.
Well, that's pretty much what they always were,
No,
kinda.
no. You'll see.
I did used to drive one when I was a teenager.
They don't look like that.
I know, but
When you were
In
it
the-
was still,
yeah,
it was still not ever terribly safe.
yeah.
This ain't terribly safe either.
No. But it does have air conditioning.
The little van, that looks like a box truck and a van got together and had a baby.
Actually, look like someone kicked it in the face.
Oh, okay.
And it's front wheel drive only.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
How they
Little
expect you to
teeny
get
tiny
around in the
nose,
snow?
Yeah, they don't.
Can you see it?
That's I don't look how low to the ground it is.
Yeah, Mini Wormut's right. He's like, focus, guys. Back to the subject.
Yeah, where
'Cause-
that's true.
They did.
I don't
that.
have Ford Focus, so I can't. I lost my focus.
Slap whip sound. That's awesome.
But we're talking about delivering our game, getting our.
We
games
were we
delivered.
were technically using it in the terms of
Ah,
zombie
ah.
apocalypse.
Actually, you started a Mini Wormup by
Yeah.
saying you had FedEx.
this
So
That's right.
is all
It goes to you.
Minnie's fault.
Package
Yeah,
deliveries.
but
Squirrel.
yeah, I'm training my squirrels to. They're gonna have their own network.
Dude, we should have a squirrel battle sometime. Like find some actual mini squirrel to have a squirrel battle with something. sometime.
Taylor sent me a link when they're actually armored squirrels, 15
yeah,
millimeters.
they're fantasy though.
15 millimeters. So that's what.
That's 15 millimeters Team Yankee.
You know your troop size.
Little tiny.
Yeah, they're really small.
I can make a
That's
fight,
really small
Little
squirrels.
but
tiny.
I
But
can have herds
it
of
allows
them.
you to have a giant army.
Yeah, we call it a herd. We don't call
I
it an
really
army.
wish-
Doesn't.
Speaking of something that small, I really wish they would do
You can't talk
Epic
about yourself
40K
like that.
again.
Okay,
What?
I have to.
Anyway,
Anyways, there are times.
I really wish they would release Epic 40K again because I think that'd be easy to get into.
Well, I think we need to start with combat patrols, and then work our way up.
Yeah, but I'm not going to invest a ton into my Dark Angels.
Right, but you should have enough for a combat patrol.
Oh, I have a combat patrol and then some. Yeah, you're looking at a chunk of it right there.
But when Mini Wormut's right, he said it would be awesome to play. He's gotten into the 15 millimeters, so he asked me that. We had these little conversations. Now he's into 15 millimeters, so I had a little bit of an
Yeah.
influence. That's
I would
good.
like us to.
They are
touch-
fun.
I would like us to do a little bit of Flames of War. this
Yeah.
next
I
year.
have the starter box for Flame to War. I finally started putting that together. I got one freaking half track. put
My
together now.
my army's just sitting in
Let's
the
see.
box.
I have all the books for Desert War. Greg has all his miniatures for the German. I have
Wow.
almost everything for the American forces. So we could easily do Desert War stuff. I've got the
Yep.
cards. I've got the books.
I got one
I got
deck
the
of
pieces
cards.
at
And
home,
I
so-
got, yeah.
I've got the books for late war, so we can do a late war later on. I would just need a few more Soviet tanks to do late war. So we can definitely integrate Flames of War in there as well as, don't give up on
I'm
Team Yankee.
just freaking mad that they got rid of tanks, modern age, and changed it up for World of Tanks. Like I get
Yeah.
why they did it, but it just like
Yeah.
at the same time it made me mad. I'm like,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, I
Like
get
everyone do a World of Tanks, you gotta get on it too. Like, come on.
It is a fill-in game at this point, which is fine. And we
World
have
of Tanks
stuff
isn't even
for
a
it.
filling game. I mean, World of Tanks on the video game console is great. But it's like World of Tanks on this. It's like
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I
kind of like
understand.
it's like really like.
But we're gonna have enough stuff next year. So do we want to discuss what we want to do next year then? While we're kind
Well-
of headed that way.
Well, I can tell you one thing we're doing next year. We should probably let everybody else know.
Mhm.
We will have a full blown Necromunda campaign.
Yeah, Necromunda campaign would be fun.
Many
So
Wormwood.
that'll start in January.
So
So
He says that painted minis create better dice roll, and that's a fact.
yeah,
is it
that really the case?
scientifically proven though?
Is it?
Not when Greg and I are rolling.
Not if it's a sniper. Although I
Your
do.
sniper sucks.
No, I do like the Necromunda
The
sniper,
Necromunda sniper
because
is
even
pretty-
if he misses, he hits something, and
He generally, yeah.
Keegan's like, he missed the clips. Oh, wait a minute, and then it kills
Wait
the
a minute,
dude
you
behind
go somewhere
him.
else. I'm like,
Yeah.
next
So
time
he's
Clint's
a
gonna get
step up better than the other one I had.
well, Clint's gonna start getting smacked if I keep getting taken out by your sniper, dude.
The other one and a few of his little friends found a new home on eBay.
Yeah.
Somebody else has employed him. Hopefully, they're not losing, but
They probably are.
Hard to say. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely keep up with Necromunda. I would like to drift back and forth to Kill Team as well, since we have stuff for Kill Team.
Well, the plan was to kind of push through. We'll have to go through the calendar today too. And the plan was to push through in January, push through and get a big chunk of the first phase of Necromunda done in January, and then second phase in February, and then third phase in March.
Yeah.
So then during second phase, that's your downtime, you're healing your guys, you're
Yeah.
upgrading your weapons and so on.
We gotta look at some of the finance with that, because the book, the cards you gave us versus the book, there's some conflict, and we really need to be able to make money fast.
you're not.
Yeah, I
Gonna
mean,
make a-
that's the only thing. It seems like the only way you're really gonna make money is you play long term.
Yeah, see,
I play the Necromunda game on mobile, and you don't make a lot of money
Yeah.
each day. It's once you've got long term. It's like you have to build up your wealth in order to get it.
That makes sense, but like with my army, that means I get nothing for quite a while. I can't even put armor on my one guy.
What's
Because
your armor cost?
30 credits per.
Well, you'll get that in a freaking.
You could get that, couldn't you? Controlling the roads and
Your
whatnot.
road will pay for that.
I rolled, no, they didn't. I rolled for it. I got 21 credits out of that. I rolled 13 dice and got 21 credits out of that whole deal.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, but the
So
psychology behind that game is to keep you entrenched for years and
yeah, I
years.
get
That's
that.
that's the thing. It doesn't
know,
want you to.
Even my low end guys are minimum 50 points. It's a pretty green element. Okay, squirrel, sorry.
Squirrel.
Oh yeah, that's what the elements are.
Yeah.
Didn't yours come with a crane?
Yeah, it came with a wheelchair lift that is currently going to be up for sale. I want it gone.
Well, no, we could
But
help get Keegan in and out of the car.
Oh my gosh, that's what we should take the GWC for GWC to go to convention. We should take that official GWC vehicle, little Honda Element.
it
That's a two-rower, isn't it?
work. Huh?
That's a two-row, isn't it? The Honda
Yeah.
Element.
You can fit 4 people in it
Mini Wormwood says,
semi-comfortably.
in response to painting miniatures being, making better dice rolls, he said the study at Warmite Institute published by Doghouse Gaming in 2022 of January on page 57 explains the difference of painted and unpainted minis used for gaming.
Gaming puts you in
That's
a
pretty
doghouse.
specific.
That is, except it's still a biased study because it was only one institution that did the study.
Maybe the Gamers of Coffee Institute needs to reevaluate the study.
I think we need to look at how much alcohol was involved in that study.
I think so too. No. It's how many nachos.
Which puts you in the doghouse.
It could,
I don't
but
think
if you
doghouse
if you drink
gaming-
too much and you end up in a doghouse, you're not going to care. You're just going to sleep.
But the main rulebook in Necromunda indicates that when you gain a route, it's either 2d6 times 10 or 3d6 times 10 when you first gain the route as a bonus. And then it does say something about maintaining it. So I want to reread that and make sure I'm just not reading it wrong.
Us read something wrong? We don't read
Yeah.
anything wrong.
Oh, wait, we don't read. That's right.
We did islands.
We look at the pictures and go, yep, that's right.
And that's what most people do. They
I
just
know,
glance
they
through.
do,
Look,
but
there's look at the pictures, and you don't really. I mean, you can read. They're doing more reading about this whole new Warhammer thing than they have done on other stuff. so.
There is. I don't even want to delve into 10th edition at all.
No,
I don't
I
want to
don't-
mess with it. I don't want to touch it.
I don't think we have a
Unless it's
10th
just an
edition.
amazing rule set, I don't want anything to do with it. I think 9th edition is fine. If we're gonna do 40K, I say we have the 9th edition stuff, we just stick with 9th
Yeah,
edition.
I would
I'll look into 10th edition, but that's because I'm gonna try to start building up.
Yeah, you wanna do tournaments, you're gonna have to know 10th edition.
I think that'd
It's
be
in the
I think
middle.
that'd be cool to get the GWC to tournaments. That'd be pretty wicked.
You know, you're
It'll
gonna
be
have
fun,
to know
yeah.
that for 10th edition for sure. It's when you get the beginning of the campaign stuff.
Funding again.
See him anymore,
It's right
Mud?
after the map.
I told you he could read. He's looking through a book right now.
Just because I'm turning pages doesn't mean I can read.
Well, but
Anyone can turn a page.
just go with it. Go with it, and we'll make you the instructor.
It took a lot of practice to get that far.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be right after the map, right, like the first few pages of the campaign.
I don't need to mark that page anymore.
I need to get some more ribbons for bookmarks. I like that they.
I'm
provide the
gonna
ribbons
make
for
me some more
bookmarks.
bookmarks tonight when I get home.
So there's so many, like in the main rule book, there's so many,
Issuing and accepting challenges.
no,
Colorful ribbon.
go back one for me. I know we're getting a little off track.
Okay, so that was your rating bonuses and your trading bonus.
Yeah, but look at it, it's times 10.
Right, when you trade on it. When you get your trader out name and you trade on it, you get your 3d6 times 10. Add to your gang stat. This is like that's for the trading routes. That's not for the road, that's for the routes.
Yeah.
So if
go
you-
back one page.
If you rolled 3
Okay,
sixes,
look. Okay, so this part does indicate individual credits. But I thought it said somewhere that this was times 10 or whatever.
Yeah, it did too, and that was here,
Okay,
but that's
maybe
after
that's-
you got in the trade route. So you'd have to get like Iron Crag,
Okay, so
Ashtorm.
you don't get the bigger bonuses until you complete an entire route.
Right. So like Iron Crag to Ashtorm, you get this route, and once you get that route,
Then you start making the money.
right,
Okay.
then you start getting your trading bonus and then a rating bonus if you raid that route.
Okay. That makes sense then. So right now we're just controlling roads and it is okay.
Right.
That makes
That's
more
why
sense.
that's what I'm saying. You need to
Once
pay,
you-
that's why I said you need to pay attention to what you
Yeah.
have.
Yeah,
A challenge,
for others.
yeah, because if you control the actual route from point A to point B,
you get more
then
credits.
and you rolled 3 sixes, then you'd have what 180 credits.
Yeah, then you can do something with your
Yeah.
Right. you
Well,
at that point.
that and some of the routes pay you like you get an extra. You can get like an
Nice
extra
mini worm.
ganger or extra something.
yeah, there's some.
Some you get half the cost of hiring hangers on. Permanently add a ganger to your gang roster for free. Reduce the rarity of all items in trading posts by 2. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll just have to really keep a track of what we have.
Right,
there.
and that will really come in handy because what I want to do is I want to run this first campaign. It's going to be a rough campaign, I know.
Yeah,
And
but we'll get used
run
to it.
this one, get used to it, figure it out. Then what I'd like to run on a couple months. We don't play it for a couple months straight, but
But
like
just run
maybe
that
every other
timeframe.
Sunday we play a game or
That would
something.
work.
And so you get paid every Sunday regardless.
Yeah,
But then every other Sunday we play.
so it lets you do more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then it'd be a longer campaign run.
The other thing I wanted to look at is when we're challenging for a route, it basically looks like you just pick a scenario and play it. Well, most of the scenarios are a scenario. That's not challenging to control a route. You're just playing through the scenario.
So what you're doing is you're challenging for the route, but when you win, if say I were to challenge you
Right.
and I win, I get that route. That's not
Right. But I don't want to do a mission of I need to go grab this fuel drum in the middle of the sand desert, but I lose my route if I don't get the damn fuel drum. If I'm challenging for a route, it should literally be a skirmish between the two of us on some
Sure.
random terrain, and whoever wins gets the route.
Yeah, because you're challenging on that route.
Right.
So say you roll 2 dice. Roll 2 dice.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, so
6 and 5.
we do 65. So say 65, you're going for Twins Pass.
Mhm.
Well, that's a Wild Waste. What the heck is that one? Wild Waste. Roll 1d60. 2. You play the best scenario. Well, what the frick the best scenario?
So it's
So-
telling you what to do.
Yeah, well, see, you go through like a Wild Waste. If you play the best scenario, is what you rolled. If you go to roll a 1, the person with the greater number of road sections chooses the scenario to play.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of different.
Yeah, there's different options. It's just when it's a challenge for a route, I can't see us playing a scenario.
Remember,
So-
then we have seasons of Ash, season
Yeah.
of Flame, and season of. There's 3 different seasons.
Yeah.
There's 3 different seasons, and then your waste will also affect your game too.
Yeah.
So hold on a second there. Mini Wormut's wondering what we're talking about. First, he said,
Necromunda.
who's going to get Marvel Crisis Protocol at $65? We're not doing that right now.
I have it
I
already.
Clint-
tapped,
Clint-
otherwise it would.
Clint has it though, Mini Wormut. This is not Star Wars Legion, but it's Necromunda. So they're looking at
We're looking at
fighting
the
for
campaign
trade
stuff.
routes
Yeah,
and
the campaign side.
the
of
campaign
Necromunda.
side.
D roll 2d6.
But you're right.
Yeah,
I
there we
do.
go.
I do got to get back on my Star Wars stuff, man, because
Okay, 5.
the housework for that week and a half that really disrupted a lot. And then trying to, the portal collapsed.
Yeah, well,
Now we're not going back.
2.
so
So
seven.
7.
But I'm not going to be able to do Crisis Protocol at this time.
So that
I've
one
got-
you
already got
had-
enough.
That's one we'll get to.
Yeah, you have it already though,
I
right?
have it. I have it. So we have it.
Okay.
Eventually we can play it.
But we have Crisis Protocol.
I have the rules. I have the starter box.
Okay.
I don't have anything else for it. I started putting stuff together.
Now that's the one where it's basically like the
It's Marvel.
Avengers.
It's
basically.
Marvel. It's
Yeah.
all Marvel.
So
So-
it would have been.
We'll get there at some point.
So it would have been on the best scenario. I don't know what best scenario means. I'll look that up. But then with what you just rolled, you'd be battling. We would have been battling on a dead seabed. The battlefield surface is an ancient dry seabed littered with salt flats and the bones of dead sea beasts. It contains a difficult terrain and dangerous terrain. In addition, place a beast layer marker in the battlefield. See page 138.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you'd
We're
have
gonna
a
need some
random
giant.
beast.
Oh, we're
Bones.
gonna need some other stuff. So I have
We need a
For-
rib
no,
cage
for
we can
that-
dive through.
for that. I have an old cover that goes over like your dryer vent out or your dryer
Mhm.
outlet. I was talking to Minnie about turning it into something. I could turn it
Oh, that'd be
into
cool.
like a layer, like a cave layer.
So
Okay, what did I say? 138. Yeah.
Mini Wormut to kind of answer you.
and we do need to get back on that because there's a lot coming for next year.
He wants to find out what
So-
we're doing. next year.
Obviously, Necromunda.
Yeah,
About that.
Zombicide.
13,
Zombicide,
Zombicide.
yeah, we big
Several
on that.
different elements of Zombicide, including I would like to do Aliens, Cowboys versus Aliens for
And
Zombicide.
I think that'd be good.
We have everything to do it now. We just got to figure out the rules.
Flames of War, yep,
Flames
and
of War,
Team
Team
Yankee.
Yankee,
But
for
these
sure.
are things we can integrate.
I would like to do BattleTech/Alpha Strike. Obviously, we're going to do
Hey, Mythos.
a little bit more fill in for Aeronautica since we can just run that as a single day event.
Yeah.
I do want to run some more
We got
tripods, and I'm not calling them
tripods,
triplanes.
triplanes. Yep,
But I
tripods,
want to do
triplanes.
World
Yep,
War II. That'd be nice.
that would be, and we could do just either
I
Winds of
want my
Glory,
Mustang, that's
World War II, or well, I actually found I had bought one of the Warhawks. I found it in a separate box, unopened. One of the hard to get.
World War II.
It the P4 the it was an American plane, the Warhawk. There were 2 of them they put out. I ended up buying one. I didn't realize I had, but I found it in the box, so now it is with the rest of them. So that can be paired with the Mustangs nicely. That's a tough plane. That one's hard to get because 1 is discontinued and 2, it was a much better plane. When War Machine Mark IV drops, I want to get the rule book and see what it's going to be for us to buy the STL files and just start printing everything that we need to play.
Well, you'll probably have to print them because the printer I have.
Yeah, well,
won't
I'm
print
hoping
the nice detail like that.
I'm hoping because of this size that we can wait for another Mars to come up on sale and just buy a Mars 3 because it'll print 2 of these. A Mars 3 can print 2 of these in its components. The nice thing is, from what I can see by what they're saying, all the arm assemblies are all going to be hollow, so you can put magnets in them. So if this Warjack body feeds 3 different Warjacks, you could magnetize the arm assemblies and just change the arms out.
Oh, nice.
Instead of buying more miniatures or printing more miniatures for each Warjack, you just swap.
You just change out the armaments.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to buy a curio cabinet or something because
Yeah,
I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I've got nowhere else for
I need
storage.
to.
Hold on a second. So Mythos is wanting to paint his Aeronautica. Yeah, that's a good deal. Honestly, the price is really good on the beginner box right now in some areas. I'm surprised.
Just has Aaron, yeah.
What are we waiting on, Minnie?
He's all wait. So what is it?
Wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, we can't do 100 million games. So, oh, there you go,
Oh.
Keegan. One of the walls is going to get printed for Invader, Keegan.
Yeah, and
When the printer stopped acting up.
that's another one we want to look at. Not only do we want to use those for Invader, we can use those for Kill Team because they now have the Dark expansion.
Yeah.
All we got to do is buy the rule book. I don't have to buy that terrain. I don't have to buy the miniatures on
We
it.
get
All
the
I
rule
need
book.
is the rule book supplement. Oh,
Oh,
eBay,
okay.
$20. There we go. We print the walls. Now we've got ship corridors. I was thinking it'd be kind of fun to do a Space Hulk campaign where we literally just litter this table with ship corridors. And
Just kind of fight your way
we're
through
going to
the
have 2
corridor
Space
fighting.
Marine forces anyway. Then we would have the other 2 whatevers. Everyone would be trapped on the ship, and everyone's fighting everyone else.
That's the one you and I were talking about, where it's the ship-to-ship battle. Where I was looking at it
Yeah,
and wanted
it's
to get it.
the
It's
other
like
one,
the,
yeah.
kind of like piracy in space or ship-to-ship.
Well, there's several that are that
Into
way.
the deep or
It
into
was,
the
it was
dark.
Kill
yeah.
Team.
Yeah.
Because I showed
Yeah.
it to you and I wanted to get it. I don't have the funds for it.
Keegan,
That-
he's
that's
asking
just
you
a
to
deal.
dance.
Yeah, I know.
We
I'm
just-
not doing nothing.
We just need the
He wants to
expansion
be like
for
that.
that.
He ain't getting no dance today. The way he's been treating me, he wants to slap me. He ain't getting no dance. I'm purposely ignoring him now.
See him anymore, Mutt? No. Keegan's waiting for you to spank him. Isn't that what you said? You said
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Maybe that's a different show.
That's the OnlyFans show.
See, if you hadn't shown up this week, it wouldn't be nearly as fun.
Yeah, no, it was boring last week.
That's a good
I
point
tried
there.
watching you guys last time, and it was just boring. So-
Mythos would like to know if you're going to
No.
use any
Say no.
tassels.
Just say no.
Do what?
Please say no.
If you're going to use any tassels into your dance routine next year. No, he'll do it.
No, I don't even want to try to
Look,
visualize
Clay
that.
closed
No.
his eyes. He's like, no,
No,
I don't want to
no,
see it.
I don't even need that image in my head. No. Anyway, moving on.
I think I'll just have to go cheap. I'll have to go buy the ones that are for the end of your
Poor
bicycle.
Clint in the middle of the night. He's crying. His wife's, are you okay? I can't get this out of my head. Keegan had tassels.
I'm gonna buy some tassels and just leave them on his front door. And Clint opens the door to go leave, and he just sees his tassels. He's just gonna be. Chris is gonna be like, "Oh, hi, Clint." He goes, "Where's your husband?" Boom.
So fill in stuff for next year. We've got those Kickstarters coming that I have.
Oh yeah, when's that gonna get here?
Eventually.
Your race one.
Which one?
Okay,
There's several
The
coming.
race one where everyone's racing down the road, the helicopters and
Thunder Road.
semis.
That should hopefully be March.
That
Is going to be a fun one because we will definitely
We'll
get
have
this
to
on
play
the
here.
table, and it is just it's a board game, so it'll play fast once we figure it out. We're going to have Monpok, and I would like to do Monpok off and on because of all the stuff that I have for Monster Apocalypse. There is no reason we can't do some serious throwdowns every now and then. Because everybody can just take a couple monsters, a couple support units, and just waylay this town and fight each other off. I've got the Red Dragon in campaign stuff. That's something we could do multiple
That's something
days.
Was
we
that the
did
Viking
a
one,
long
the bar
time
one?
That's the
ago.
one that it's now going to be a dungeon crawl board game. So the board has got 2 maps on each side, and you play the scenarios out with that. So Dystopian Wars Mini Warmut, I'm on the fence about, but maybe.
War flaming.
Yeah, because this went down in flames. I said maybe Flames of War because the whole
Oh my
tassel
gosh.
thing.
Then I still got what else? I have something else coming. Leviathans should be out the end of the year. That's going to be
Oh, yeah.
so. That's BattleTech with airships, And I've got a full German force, a full Italian force, a full Russian force. Fortunately, there's no American force yet. I will have extra maps for that. I mean, we can do a long campaign with that too.
Did you get rid of your Pacific? What was it? War in
Just the
Pacific or
ships.
whatever?
All
You
I
got
got rid of were the
everybody ships, okay.
ships. I kept the rules.
'Cause I have my ships. I didn't know.
Yeah, the ships are so fragile that I just no longer wanted to deal with them. There is somebody on eBay who has the acrylic 2-dimensional templates that are laser printed with the ship's name and the ship design. I figured if we're gonna play that, let's treat it like a military warboard. We'll just take the big
No,
blue map
it'd
and then
be
we'll just
like,
move the acrylic pieces.
It'd be like one of Minnie's favorite things when you play with the cardboard crits.
Yeah, basically the cardboard chits. Yep, the cardboard chit.
Shit talk.
Yeah, I figured that would be easier than trying to deal with those fragile.
Yeah, because
Ships.
I'm like on the fence. I didn't know if you guys got rid of yours or not. So if you guys don't have them, we're gonna go with acrylic. I'm gonna sell mine.
I would. I
what
probably
now?
would
They're
not
still
mind.
sitting.
The-
I have
the-
my ships.
The Victory at Sea.
Oh,
ship.
Victory at Sea. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I just sell my
You
ships.
just sell 'em.
Paper rolls or
No.
something? What did you
Oh
end up
yeah,
doing?
some of them I had to literally take toilet paper rolls and reinforce them to ship the ship in. Literally put foam around it so it didn't damage the guns or anything.
Oh, geez.
And they survived. They got there in a real good place, or real, all in one piece. But yeah, that stuff is so fragile that even the plastic pieces, I can
Well,
still
it's such
have
small pieces.
Well,
They're
it's,
That was
it's
my suggestion, the toilet paper rolls.
they are brittle.
They were
like
so
break.
brittle, I did not want to deal with them. I mean, there was no point in painting them if you're going to drop it. You drop one, it's done.
No, I
That's
remember when Modeling for
Yeah,
Revenge
he
was
just-
doing that. Johnny just sitting there
he
and
just-
talking. Snap! The ship snapped. He's like, oh
Oh,
crap!
It was like, it's such brittle
Yeah.
resin that
They're
if it
brittle.
falls off
I
the table,
never heard about it snapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If
watched him do it.
if it falls off the table, forget it. It's broken. There's just no.
It was
The
a
game
cheap.
itself is awesome, and I think doing the acrylic tokens, the acrylic pieces, are just fine for us to play it. I
Yeah.
think I enjoyed the game. That's why I didn't get rid of the rule book
Yes.
or
See
the cards. Just
see what Mythos wrote there. Yeah, Mythos. I mean, I was watching that show and then they were just sitting there talking and Johnny B's moving. Snap, and Kaiser just was like
Yeah.
silent for a second. And he's like, oh shit.
they are
Yeah,
just so
they are.
fragile.
They are really crap.
I mean, a lot
But-
of people use them, but it's like I'm not. I'm good with the 2-dimensional.
Yeah.
So the game is what you're saying. The game is good.
The game
and
is
all that,
awesome
because I don't
The
have that one,
miniatures,
but
the
the
were terrible.
miniatures. So
And
you should just auction
I
it.
would sell them.
Yeah, it's on mine to take that money and buy the.
buy the acrylic one. The set of acrylic were like $20 for the whole ship set.
Oh
It
wow,
was cheap.
that's cheap.
I still have it marked on.
Yeah, the victory.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Victory at Sea battleship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just. I enjoyed the game thoroughly.
Ooh, you know what we should do with that? We should replay the game Battleship. We're
Yeah.
playing the movie
I think we talked about that at one point. Yeah,
because that movie was. I'm just was loving the whole USS Missouri comes out.
yeah.
Was it the Missouri? Yeah,
It was Missouri.
Yeah.
And he waits for it, and they drop the anchor, turn and fire everything at once. It's like, yeah, you know that's not possible, but
No,
at the same
that
time, like,
would've
yeah, that's badass.
Tore that ship apart, but it was still cool.
Yeah,
I think
so
the
the
whole
whole
movie was.
The friggin' peg go, and it wasn't until I watched it the second time until I realized that the aliens were firing pegs.
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
realize
catch
they were
that
pegs?
the first time. I
Yeah.
didn't realize they
Yeah.
were pegs. Until I see some of them like, oh, it's a peg.
But what it did when it hit the deck, it spun and then dropped, and it was
And
because
then it went
it
boom.
was basically a German grenade. is
Yeah.
what it was supposed
But
to
it
be.
was a
But yeah,
peg.
it was a peg. Yeah. Well, I mean, when they sat there and played Battleship on the computer with the sonar buoys, I mean, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's a cheesy movie, but I enjoyed it. It's one of my
It was
favorites.
one of the very good cheesy movies. I watched
Black Seas.
Yeah. Black Seas, I don't know if I want to get into that. Oak and Iron, we have all that stuff for.
And I got
we
the
just need
pirate.
to play it.
Yeah, we got the pirate.
There is supposed to be new stuff for Oak and Iron coming. So I just
think
kept
never
everything.
played Oak and Iron.
we
I
haven't-
think
we've
I
never
think
played
you guys played it,
No, we've never played it. I've never even opened the
No.
boxes. I just have
or
everything.
maybe you.
It
I
was-
remember
it
it
was
being
me
out.
and- Well, yeah, I have it. It was me and Ashley played it quite a bit.
So we have
But it's
pretty much everything.
it's a
to play
good
it.
game,
Yeah.
and I even got the Kraken for it.
And hopefully they actually will follow suit and release more for Sales of Glory as well. Because there was talk about new ships for that.
Ooh, should get Wings of Glory back out and play that with Jaden.
Yeah,
She, yeah, freaking Jaden, flying in circles and chasing me everywhere, little brat.
Yeah, she just hunted you down.
Yeah, I was literally chasing Greg, chasing him around, shooting him, and Jaden would just fly in little circles all over, and then she'd just shoot at me as I'd come within range. It's just like, what are you even doing? Like,
She won. She knocked you out of the air though.
yeah, well, there was no chasing her because she was doing all these little circles all over the
Well,
place.
first time me and Clint played Sales of Glory, he's like, "Be careful, Greg! Don't sell off the table." We both did that.
We both sell off the table.
Yeah, it's
Same
like-
turn. Like
Yeah,
seriously?
And
Yeah,
it's
because as soon as the wind changes,
you're screwed.
you're
Yeah,
screwed.
you got to watch what you're doing.
I actually like that element. Oh, speaking of things that change, when we decide to do the steampunk version of Undead or Alive,
Undead or alive.
for Zombicide Undead or Alive,
Okay.
I have the steampunk expansion, so it is its own game.
Oh gosh.
But there's a steam gauge, and you have to recharge your steam weapons. It's campaign play, so you get campaign sheets, and you can earn experience points to bump up some of your character's stats,
Oh
and
wow.
then you create your own posse. Which I did figure that out finally. The posse
Yeah.
is the players.
That's what I thought.
Yep. So what happens is, as you earn experience points, you unlock extra actions that can be used one time or extra blues level skills. And you pick what you want. So you keep track, and then you move, all your gear and everything moves to the next campaign, unless your character dies.
When do you have that?
I have it now.
Yeah.
We just,
Okay, and we plug that.
and it has its
back
own
in
map tiles, it has its own abomination, it has its own characters. This is the one that has Doc and Marty from Back to the Future, has the two characters from Three Amigos,
Oh,
stuff like that. It's got a lot of cool.
And it's got that, that's the one with
Plug
that
in some
really
power.
big abomination.
Yeah, it's got the
thing.
Steam abomination.
That's pretty serious.
It
I am
has,
terrified to play against your abominations you got. Especially
Oh,
one
Jesus,
abomination,
yes.
the school teacher, you forget all of your knowledge
yeah,
that you've
those are just
learned.
the zombies.
Oh, choose just a zombie? I thought
That was just, yeah, there's a dozen zombies. There's a train conductor zombie. When you're on the train. Oh yeah, those zombies worked in with the some of the abominations. Yeah, we need to be collecting dynamite. So there are characters in there that do multiple searches. There's literally a townsfolk with an extra search action, and townsfolk can search all the time. So
it doesn't
we-
matter if they're inside or
it
outside.
doesn't matter. Well, they have to be in the building, but
Oh.
they don't search just once per turn. They can spend all three actions searching. So what we do when we need to play, we need to figure out who we want to use specifically for what abilities, because you're going to want people literally doing nothing but sitting in a building searching for stuff and then handing it out to people as you go.
Well, I just want to stay outside of my M60 machine gun.
Mini Warman's talking about
Yeah.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah.
That is one of them in the steampunk expansion.
Well, that's cool.
But
Oh,
like,
wait, hold on. Wild Wild West, the wheelchair guy,
Yeah.
he's in Steam.
he's
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
steampunk characters.
We gotta get the spider?
He's in his spider wheelchair, not
no,
the
I'm
big
talking
spider.
about
No,
the big,
just
the
him.
big one.
Well, Marty has the hoverboard. It's one of the pieces of equipment he starts with. But like Doc Umber.
Doc Humber.
Doc Umber can reload steam weapons. So basically the steam part works like Necromunda does. So when you fire your full on with the steam weapon, you roll the steam dice. If it comes up with the 1, which is a steam gauge symbol, your gun is now out of steam, and you have to refill it either at a valve or have a character that can refill it or find a jar of steam. So it works like Necromunda in that way, where you've got to reload
It's
it.
kind of cool.
If you don't go full steam with it, then it keeps working as normal. But if you go full steam, you roll a lot of extra dice, and it does quite a bit.
Didn't Back to the Future have a train too?
Yeah, it did.
I wonder if that'll be it.
The last one, right?
Yeah, the third one had. The
Yeah, it had the
that
train
ended up
in it.
becoming
Yeah.
the time machine.
Yeah. Wonder if that'll be it. They're gonna bring that. That'd be.
I don't know. They're doing so much with the trains in this one. I'm sorry. I'm really loving Undead or Alive. First of all, the rule play, like we've been going through with the balconies,
Mm-hmm.
the characters that have jump and a few other things. I mean, so the one Saloon Girl Trish that I've been playing, I can literally some of the maps just jump from balcony to balcony, and I can jump over the zombies
Yeah, because she has the jump.
as long as
that
they're
jump
not
ability.
in the square she's in when she starts her action. I just jump over them. Well, that one map we were doing, which is the one Greg and I played, she literally just jumped balcony to balcony, grabbed all the objectives, far objectives, and then just jumped back.
We're
2
great,
turns.
just-
We had
just sit there and shoot.
we had all the objectives but one by the 3rd turn.
Yeah, but the Gatling gun
But
on
that
the
Gatling
wagon,
gun is just
that helped.
that
But
helped
then
a lot, except for it makes noise. But
Yeah,
that's
what do you do? Just
beneficial.
sit there and
a couple
Everything
times,
He
but
did,
you
he pretty much
you can't really stay too long because it
no.
overwhelms you. Yes, I think it's harder than the
It's-
other version
It is, but it isn't.
in the sense that it starts overwhelming
It
you
does.
with numbers.
It does,
Yeah.
unless. See, here's the thing about the overwhelming. Every spawn point that's in a building can be wiped out as long as you've got holy water. As long as you have one faithful character, they can convert water to holy water. There are 4 holy waters and 3 waters in that deck.
So
So
that gives you
that's
a
7 chances to wipe out spawn points or move spawn points. Also, the train wipes out spawn points as well as anything in the squares when it comes through. So
Yeah, anything in those zones, that train comes through and
Plus,
just runs
there
them
are
over.
So
four
it's just like
dynamite
so it's just
cards.
like any other train in any other game where the train fucking invincible.
it just plows through, yeah.
Yeah.
There are 4 dynamite cards. And you've got some characters that get bonuses when using the dynamite, because God knows you need a bonus with dynamite. But it's the fact
Why not?
that you need it.
Gotta
Sister
bring-
Temperance is actually not as good as you think. Sister Temperance is good, but not as good as you think. There are better ones. The Vade Retro ability, you almost want somebody to have Vade Retro. Because we literally froze the abomination in place and the train just splattered it all over the front of it. Vade Retro is so useful because not only do any faithful get bonuses when attacking that square, as long as it's on their card, it locks the zombies in that square. And you got well, they can't move out of this square. Oh, I'm just going to bounce over. Who cares? You get townsfolk who can search rooms repeatedly. You got brawlers who literally can run up, attack, and then jump back. You've got the gunslingers that have the fanning ability, and you get a gunslinger with fanning ability with automatic reload or with a free reload action. They can fan twice in a turn and then spend a turn reload. Fanning is 6 dice. Needing 5s or better, but still.
But still, technically,
It's
you could roll out 6 shots onto a target.
Yeah, you could. You could be brutal with it.
literally flatten.
Yeah, you could clear the Gatling gun itself, and the Gatling gun has a progression ability. So if you fire the Gatling gun 3 times in your turn, you keep adding an extra dice every time you roll
because
it,
you're shooting it.
because it's just constantly going.
Oh jeez.
It gets brutal. It gets up to what you're rolling up to 5 dice to hit with a 3+ with that Gatling gun. Now, granted, the Gatling gun and none of them can take out the brutes or the abomination,
But you can.
but still, you only need a character like Trish with her rifle ability with a 2 damage rifle, or one of the Vade Retro characters who automatically get +1 damage, like Sheriff Mittens. See, like the reason I say Sheriff Mittens is a abomination killer. He gets 2 blue abilities. One of them is an extra dice in combat automatically.
Okay.
But as he progresses through, he gets additional damage. When he hits his red level, he's immune to the damage from any abomination.
Oh wow! So he can stand toe to toe and
He
take
can
no
stand toe
damage.
to toe in the square with the abomination, and some of the abominations will drag you into their square.
Yes, Vitos, a hand crank Gatling gun. Yep. So if you use one action, it's this many dice. You use another action,
It adds a die
repetitively
every
it
time.
adds a dice, and if you use all 3, you're rolling several dice now.
Yeah,
Because you're
Padre
just-
Johnson is a real good one.
Yeah,
There are a couple others too.
Padre is pretty bad.
Padre
I mean,
is-
he's the one that Mini War might
Oh,
use a lot of.
Sister Grace is just a good all-around combat nun. She can use any weapon, melee or ranged. She has nothing but combat abilities all the way down. She has Vade Retro. You get one creature who can do an additional Vade Retro, and you start dropping 2 or 3 Vade Retro tokens. I mean, you literally, if you were to play a group 6 characters with all of them just faithful, you can lock up each spawn zone every turn, and they just stand there and do nothing. There's nothing they can do.
It is pretty cool, Mini
It's-
War, but Young Guns was a good movie too. by the
Yes,
way.
Young Guns, but I love the rule set for Undead or Alive. I mean, they did a great job of really making this hard. But yeah, it's hard to play.
It's really fun
But
though.
we did it. Now this next one we'll run where we're going to destroy the train, which has 2 zombie spawn points on the train, but there's also a Gatling gun mounted to the train. So it's going to be an interesting scenario on that one. And I think if we have one person who just constantly searches and we start finding, because if we can find holy water or just water in this case, if we have a faithful, those 2 spawn points get moved to the starting spawn point. So in Undead or Alive, you generally have 3 spawn points.
Right.
You have your main spawn point, 2 additional spawn points. Instead of flipping over a zombie card every time you go into a building, you flip over the spawn point for the corpses that are in the building. So that becomes a spawn point. Now,
And then with the holy water,
with holy
get
water,
rid of them.
when you throw that onto a spawn point, the ones in the building are permanently disabled. The ones on the outside that are not on the main spawn point, when you hit it with holy water, moves that spawn point to the main spawn point. So you can take the corpse spawn points, move them to the main spawn point, and zombies will only spawn.
And then
at
someone
that point.
literally just have to sit there with a machine gun.
And literally, yeah, if you've got the Gatling gun, which you can move, it's slow to move it. If you've got somebody sitting on the Gatling gun covering that single spawn point while everybody does everything else, and you've shut down all the corpse spawn points,
You can do whatever you
you
want.
can do whatever you want. Then you get a Vade Retro person. Yep, Sister Grace, for sure. Oh, you put it, yeah. You Vade Retro that spawn point token, and everything's stuck there. Then all the Vade Retro people do all their extra damage or whatever, and they
Yep.
just tear up whatever. Then the Gatling gun goes in and just chews that up. Nobody can move, and then you spawn a whole bunch more zombies or abominations or brutes, and then rinse and repeat. While 2 or 3 people are doing whatever we need to do for the objectives, and then everyone just should fall back. The thing with Undead or Alive, I've noticed, is if you use smart tactics, the game is actually easy. But you've got to, one,
That sounds about right there.
yeah, you've got
Bezos.
to pick your characters. So I generally will play Trixie because she has jump, and I will be playing Sheriff Mittens if we have to play 2.
Yeah.
Those are probably the only 2 I will play because those are going to give us the best abilities. You were already wanting to do Thomas to use your dwarf with.
Yeah.
Thomas is a faithful.
I gotta
Already-
find a Wild West dwarf to bring into it.
Yeah, Thomas already gets the Vade Retro +1 damage. It's a blue skill.
Yeah, because he was a shooter, wasn't he? He was fanning and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's a faithful, so
Okay.
he can convert water to holy water.
Okay.
He can cast Vade Retro. So doesn't matter whether he casts Vade Retro or someone else casts Vade Retro. Now he does an additional damage to anything in that square, including abominations. Well, you give him a 2 damage rifle, and now he's killing abominations.
Just killing everything in sight.
That's the same with Sister Grace. She just is a combat monster with all these bonuses all the way down her line.
That's
Those
why they're so
2
difficult to deal with in school because they had combat experience.
Yeah. Well, so Trixie is a townsfolk, so she gets unlimited search. So not only does she jump, she's got unlimited search.
So it gives you the tools to win the game,
You
but
can-
it does flood you with
You
numbers
really need to.
considerably
Yeah.
different than the other.
Can you search from the balcony?
No, you
You
cannot.
have to go down the
So-
stairs.
The balcony is considered, yeah, because that moves you into a different zone. The balcony is considered a street zone, but it's its own zone. Also, when a train shows up, the train will cut through zones. Okay, so
Right.
all right, you get your 3 or 4 zones for your map with the train track. When that train comes in, now that train is its own zone. And all those zones that it cut through are now broken into smaller zones.
Yeah, so it separates them.
Oh, jeez.
But that train, when it comes through, cuts through and destroys everything in that square, except for the players because they're smart enough to get out of the way. So we were literally, we had a dozen zombies on those 3 squares?
Yeah,
That
that
train
train.
came in and just gone, including the abomination, because we cast Vade Retro and locked that abomination in that square, and the train just took him out.
Yeah, so you have different ways instead
Yeah.
of just.
So the train is
It's-
going to be really beneficial in this game.
But it is harder in that regard.
It
Again,
is.
it's going to get more things on you, but you have different abilities.
You,
So
you have ways around it if you're
Yeah.
smart. If you tweak your group and everybody has a very specific role, you can get on top of that real quick. You shut down those room spawns, and there's only 3 spawn points. That's it. And you shut those down, they move all to 1 point. Now
Then
you
somebody
you
sits there.
literally kill zone. Now the bad part with the Gatling gun is you have to spend 3 actions to move it 1 square. But if it's in the wagon,
Yeah, but if one or two people could literally play a chain with it where they could.
but yes, or if it's in the wagon, you spend the 3 actions to move the wagon. The wagon can carry the players. So one person moves the wagon 1 square, one person runs the Gatling gun, and you've moved everybody 1 square without them having a move action.
because they're in the wagon.
If they're in the wagon.
So they just have the wagon running around shooting all those.
Well,
zombies.
Well, no.
Generally you move the wagon with the Gatling gun into a focal point and just leave it.
Until like the kill zone.
You
Yeah.
can't stay on it either, though, Keegan, because you'll get
Yeah, you'll get overrun.
you'll get trapped if you got to leave when the train is. That's the other thing too. It's on a countdown, right?
Well,
You
that
count
one
down
was.
the
That one
turns.
was for the train coming. The next one won't be, but that one was.
That one was. You had
The Gatling gun would have been smart to put Trish on the Gatling gun if it weren't for the fact she needed to bounce to grab the objectives, because Trish has jump and could have literally moved from the wagon to a balcony to another balcony.
It's gotten out there.
She just
Mhm.
bounced right over everything, because the only way zombies and everything can get on a balcony is they have to go through the room with the stairs and then move to the balcony. Once they're on the balcony, they can only go back down the stairs. So they're trapped.
And
So-
normal players, like if other players that don't have jump, they'd have to go back down the stairs.
They'd have to go back down the stairs too, but you get
And
the
if you get
zombies up
trapped.
there. The nice thing also is noise. Okay, so we're shooting, and every time someone shoots, there's one noise token only. Every time someone shoots, they get the noise token, just like regular zombicide. Till somebody opens up with a Gatling gun, and then you flip the noise token over to the boom side and put it on the Gatling gun. Now it doesn't matter who makes noise, everything goes towards the Gatling gun.
Because it's making a lot.
Because if the zombies will ignore other players to go to the loudest noise. If everyone just shot, then the noise token moves to the biggest group of players. But if everyone's spread out, it just stays on
the last person.
the last
shoot.
person who shot. So
So you could literally
You-
play a game of past the
One-
zombies.
you're generally not going to spend any time or any actions to make noise. There's no point. Just shoot. You're going to make noise anyway. Why spend an action to make noise?
Right.
You throw the dynamite or the train comes. Well, when the train comes in, that's your noise token. Doesn't matter what you guys are doing. That's the noise token.
They go right for the.
Now they will go for the train. The bad part with that is if you need to get on the train and get out, you have to kill all the zombies on the train.
And with more coming up your rear.
With more coming. And the second scenario where you've got to destroy the spawn points on the train, they're constantly spawning zombies because that's where we need one person to keep searching for water or holy water.
Makes sense.
And even if you get a water, hand it off to the faithful,
Faithful, they
they
could
convert it. They
get the holy water.
because the holy water can be thrown, I think, 1 square, 0 to 1, I think, on the holy water.
Okay.
And dynamite will also cost the spawn point to move back to the start.
Yep.
So we just need dynamite or holy water.
Right. As long as we have a faithful, we just need dynamite or water. But if someone finds holy water, then anyone can use the holy water. So even the person searching, like if Trish were searching and Trish gets a holy water, she could move up to a balcony, jump to the train, toss the holy water into the spawn point, moving that spawn point out. And then that car is cleared. The benefit we'll have with the next scenario is the Gatling gun is mounted on the coal cart and can shoot into the train cars. Which means you can just have somebody sit on that Gatling gun and just hose every zombie that spawns
And
while everybody
just
does
there.
everything else. So we've got 6
So he's
players.
got a line of sight of
It's
just straight ahead,
Yeah.
period.
balcony zones change line of sight. If you're on a balcony, every single zone that borders that balcony is considered your line of sight. So if your balcony is in the middle of the map, you now can see down all the streets.
Oh, nice.
And when you've got a 2 or 3 zone weapon,
Yeah, that'd be a good spot to snipe from.
townsfolk can see through all the rooms. So if you've got a townsfolk standing in a doorway,
Yeah.
they can shoot any room that there's direct line of sight to, where before anyone else can only shoot into the one room.
Yeah, into the next
So
one.
townsfolk can go further because it's assumed they know the area well enough. Yeah, this adding abilities and everything has really brought a whole new level to the game.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I thought it was a pretty fun version. of it. It was-
I'm really enjoying it. Now that I have all the extra characters, and like I showed Keegan, the abominations that came in that expansion,
The bull, the
Deadly.
bear.
those are the easy ones. By the way, you saw the tricksters.
I see the trickster.
You sent you the 1 3-head one. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So there's one abomination that has 3 heads, and you have to defeat all 3 heads.
Oh, wow.
It does 3 damage to every player in the square with it, automatically. Just 3 damage.
So
which
it's
kills
gonna
most
kill.
players.
It's gonna kill
Right.
most
You
players.
need to have dynamite to take care of it at range. It still takes 3 to kill it, but you have to kill each head, and each head has a different ability. So you don't want it near you. But there's like the grabber abomination. Yeah, the apartment upstairs. The grabber abomination will pull you into its square and do 1 point of damage to you. As long as I think you have to be 2 squares, up to 2 squares away.
That would be extremely difficult.
So I bought the animal one because those were a little easier to deal with. They're still deadly. Like the bull abomination will charge 2 squares to get to you.
Yeah,
automatically.
see, it sounds like those invader ones that Mini Warmut sent me to the link to, and I bought those. Those things can move 2 or 3 zones,
Yeah,
and they can shoot weird stuff, 2 zones at you.
Ouch. Yeah.
So you're not, even if they're not in the zone with you, they can damage you. So
Yeah, it's getting advanced.
they're
I mean, we'll
they're
definitely-
adding more too, the zombicide stuff. So
I mean, I don't know about all the little extra packs and stuff that are coming out. And
I've got enough. I've got
them.
about
I
everything
like
I'll
what we
need
have.
for Invader, and since we're not going to play it, every single week, it's
Yeah, I think we've got plenty for Invader and plenty for Undead or Alive.
Keep it
Plus, we
busy.
have 2nd edition, and I still have the Washington ZC expansion. So that's
Yeah, we
its
can
own.
play that one.
We've got plenty of
Mhm.
whatever. The steampunk is its own game, its own tiles, everything. So that's actually another Zombicide game by itself, and it's cool. The abomination, that one doesn't do much. It takes 3 to kill, but it destroys the steam valves. And if it destroys all the steam valves, you don't have a way to reload your weapon unless you either find a jar of steam or have an engineer that can
wow,
reload.
yeah.
And then once you're out, there's no regular guns in that game. Everything's steam powered. So once you're out of ammo, you're out of ammo. So
So you better make
you better
make your
it-
decisions
It's going to be a whole
appropriately.
other set of tactics too.
wow. So zombicide is
Yeah.
something we'll be doing.
I think we'll
obviously.
campaign that up a little bit because I like the idea of the campaign. We can do the campaign even in Undead or Alive, or even realistically
Yeah.
in
Well, the good thing
Invader.
is we can play the zombicide stuff in a day too.
Yeah.
I mean, we could
Yeah.
sit down and do it
Do one
during the
campaign.
Zombicide,
show.
you can set up, tear down, and everything else.
Because
in
Mini
the day.
Warmut
So-
was talking about all of us getting together maybe once a month and doing something with zombicide. I said
Now
we
that
should
he
be
has-
able to. Yeah.
Now that he has Undead or Alive, that makes it easier for us to play Undead
I think
or
that's
Alive.
what
Right,
he's
that he
waiting
can
for.
play or we can play. either
Yeah.
one.
So
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
and he should have the steampunk expansion, and I imagine with his Kickstarter, he probably got everything. Like I
Did you
do.
get that expansion, Mini Warmut? The steampunk
The only thing
expansion.
I don't have are the horses, which I'm not really in a hurry to get.
Well, I mean, you got all the other stuff. though.
Yeah, the horses I have a feeling would just slow us down.
Horses are nice, but
Yeah, but it's a whole set of its own scenario, and I don't want to deal with. I like what we have. We have plenty to play. We have plenty.
you got
Okay, he
walls.
got everything. Okay,
Yeah,
so he's
he's
got
got-
the extra maps, which I don't have, and I want the extra map tiles too. I like that there's not a ton of tokens for Undead or Alive either. There's not a lot. There's a couple Vader Retro tokens. Oh, and when you rescue people, you get that character.
Nice.
While you don't get that character's abilities per se, it gives your character that character's regular ability. So if it's
So would that character
so-
come with you during that mission?
yeah. So if you're a faithful and you rescue the character who's a gunslinger, you now have the gunslinger ability, which
Okay.
means you can fan. That's the only benefit it gives you. But you also have the risk of that character dying and you not escorting them to safety. So
Good grief.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot, but boy, it looks cool.
Well, you're going to see a little bit more of a reschedule. We got to get things more scheduled. And
And that's where it's good with Keegan saying we can off and on with Necromunda, where we've got a massive campaign going, but we don't have to play it every Sunday.
yeah, that works.
And
Because then you're not going to get burned out either.
Right.
We can bounce some campaigns in, fill some other fill-ins.
if we really look at focusing on Necromunda, focusing on Zombicide as our core stuff for next year, then we can work in other things, Wings of Glory, all the other. And
Well,
then,
I want to do some
we're-
Team Yankee, especially since we have
Yeah.
Red Dawn now. I want to try and redo some.
Well, Red Dawn's
Some
a
of the
big. It's
I
a
don't-
big thing too.
the problem I have right now with Red Dawn is there's nothing for the American side.
There was nothing in the movie.
They had forces that were fighting.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
do.
thing. Realistically, even in the movie, where was the National Guard? Where was the home military?
Engaged fighting, but the thing is it's pretty popular.
It's
Well, no, actually, it doesn't. If you read through the Red Dawn book that he has, it tells you in the Red Dawn book, go to for all the American forces,
Mhm.
go to Team Yankee American.
Yeah,
you
so
got
you-
the
you
book.
are
Okay.
because they're-
So you already have the book.
Okay,
That
that makes
goes
sense.
for
You,
then.
you have the book and the forces because remember in the movie it was focused on the Wolverines
Right.
because the rest of American forces were engaged with the
Yeah.
Soviets throughout the country. So there was all this fighting with the Soviets and the Cubans going on. And so that's why they have those Cuban forces, but you're also bringing in those Marine helicopters and other stuff. So
But what I do like
You-
right
you
now
can.
is now I have the Chinooks, the Sea Stallions.
yeah.
They came in.
Yeah,
Like that's some heavy lifting power.
yeah.
So you've got
Okay,
go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, what's left to play that you guys don't already have covered?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Cuban forces, basically.
Cuban forces, the Germans. You point out there was a German chopper in the Red Dawn book.
Yeah, I wonder if there and there
I
is
was kind of
mention
curious
of
on that. Like, where
West.
did they
There
come
is
from?
mention of the East German forces or whatever.
Well, because the Americans were allied with, but you have in the movie, remember that tank scene where the guy got up on the tank and said, shoot straight, you army pukes or whatever. So there were tank battles going on. It was just limited. So you've got forces you can use and you've got different scenarios. It's not just all
Yeah.
based on
Oh,
fighting
okay.
these. That's why you have all this coming out for it because they're taking all your other Team Yankee stuff that you can use too for that era.
No.
The fight's all over the
So
place.
if you want to get the
Obviously.
Germans or even the French, like the
I
French
can
for
use the
for normal
French.
Team Yankees, the
Well, I
French
mean,
is
same
not-
rules, so there'd be no reason why you couldn't have a French force.
Okay, I
Just-
mean, I'll play
it'd be
the
a-
French. I just
'Cause you already
wasn't
have
sure.
French, don't
Yeah,
you?
she has French
I
stuff,
do,
so
I just wasn't sure what I,
Well, you might as well just buy a French because they're a French starter box.
yeah, I think so.
It would
I
be
don't know
good,
the
though.
starter box, but she's got quite a bit of French
I
stuff
have a lot of
already.
French stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason the French wouldn't have been on one of the military bases
They're
for
able
training.
to come.
Okay,
But then I noticed the Soviet stuff is a little more limited for what I play. So
No, I think you can bring whatever Soviet stuff up,
Wow.
Soviet book
Like
in that one.
I run Shock Company, so
So run it because you can run.
He runs a crap load of tanks, is what he's saying.
no minimum amount of tanks.
yeah, but would Cuba use the?
Cubans had a lot of ground troops. There's a
Cubans-
set
Cubans
just
were
for
a lot
them.
of infantry, if I remember.
Yeah, a lot of infantry.
Oh, we'll have to look and see, Barb. But
Well, I'll use the French if I'm allowed to.
you know, I
Yeah.
think I don't not
Actually,
we'll-
if
we'll-
you play the French, Greg got Soviets, you got Soviets. I mean, that would literally give us 2-on-2.
Well, and I've
Yeah,
I've got the
yeah.
militia order too, so that's
Yeah, some nice square body Chevys. Yeah, that's nice.
yeah, they get the.
You can't tell me those are anything else but square body Chevys.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
but that's what they fought out of.
Yeah,
They
that's what
used
they
at the
used.
beginning, so it would be. It's going to not just be a very limited game. There's more to it than just that. So
Yeah, I'm sure there will be. We have so much going that
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I just want to
now I
get.
have the calendar, so. we
Well, I
can
don't
schedule
mind doing all this
stuff.
other stuff, but we core started with tanks and stuff like that. So I'd like
It'd
to
be
get
nice to get
back
back
into
into
doing
Team
some of
Yankee
this.
tanks.
Yeah.
I just really hate that they got rid of tank mounted range, got rid of all that. Like that was fun to play.
Yeah.
we technically still have it. So
Yeah, we have it. You can still.
Yeah,
get it.
it's sad to know there's never going to be another expansion for tanks.
yeah,
Unless it's World of Tanks, but World of Tanks doesn't seem to have much.
It kind of
That
took
kinda
off and
stalled
went.
too, yeah.
stalled.
I'd say it seemed like World of Tanks kind of stalled out, like their box set came out and then it kind of stalled.
They released a lot of individual World War II stuff, and then that's it.
Mini Wormwood says, "Are you still mad, Keegan?"
Yeah.
He says he loves you, Boo Boo.
Oh.
Aw.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I haven't been on the.
I guess Keegan's gonna get on Amazon and buy some tassels.
Send him some love, Keegan. Send him some love.
Oh, I'm gonna buy some tassels and drop them on Clint's doorstep.
Clint's all right.
Clint's like, no, please don't. Please don't.
I think Clint will survive.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
But
Oh,
yeah, so we got core stuff and we've got a lot of extra. And once this Kickstarter stuff starts coming in, we're gonna have more extra stuff we can do.
We'll
So-
try to get a more structured game set this year.
we're gonna.
Yeah.
I
have
do
to-
want to do a lot more campaigns. I'd like to do the Zombicide campaign. That's something.
Yeah,
See, and during the week, I'll do those little chick
You
games.
can do a little chick game, little
Yeah.
games on the side.
Those are
I want to get
interesting.
some practice in for Team Yankee before.
Yeah.
So
Keegan. Mito says, "Shake them tassels, baby." Keegan just.
I'm gonna. It keeps getting like this. I'm gonna open a GWC OnlyFans page.
We get shut down.
I doubt it.
No.
Probably not, but it'd probably be. I
Yeah,
don't
they'd shut us down for not contributing anything.
know. Right. Well, for not contribution of non-adult entertainment.
I mean, technically, OnlyFans is not just for adult content, but
That's what
That's
mostly
what
it's
it's got
used
labeled
for.
as.
yeah, that's what it is labeled as. But yeah,
No, I'm really looking forward to that Thunder Road. Like that. That's
Thunder Road, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. I
What
need,
they say now.
I need to make sure that I get the big rig expansion for that. Because from what I've seen how that plays,
You got the helicopter expansion.
well, the helicopter's coming to starter. The only guy right now I have is the starter. I'm waiting for the pledge manager to reopen so I can add to it and add the big rig expansion. I don't care about their one pack, but the big rig expansion, the truck has 3 sections and each section can be moved into different zones or different lines. So if you will, it's a highway, Greg, and the highway is divided into little
Okay.
4 lanes.
lanes that are kind of diagonal. And so you move your vehicles through those lanes and change lanes and whatever, but the rig can operate in 3 lanes at one time.
Not like a rolling roadblock.
It is, yeah, it can. I mean, everything has to follow the truck, but they don't all have to be in the same lane as the truck. When the truck changes lanes, the other trailers have to spend a turn to follow suit. So you
Right.
can smack other vehicles with the trailers.
Oh, there's 3 trailers.
There's the
It's
truck
like
and 2
having,
trailers.
it's like a tractor with
It's
with
a
a
full-
trailer and
yeah.
2 pups.
Yeah, basically. So I mean, and you gotta, if the one scenario that they showed, you gotta take it down before you run out of road tiles. Because once you clear a road tile, you just pick that tile up and move it to the beginning and keep going. Well, the one scenario, I think you're only allowed 7 road tiles. And if the truck gets past that, you lose. But it's just 2d6 per player. You got your stack card for your vehicles. The vehicles are all pre-done. There's nothing, we could add other stuff later if we wanted for vehicles.
Well, what we could
But-
do too is get back into something we never did, gas plants. I have all the
Yeah,
equipment
and
everywhere,
there's so much more for gas lines now.
especially file wise for guns. and
Yeah.
whatnot, for decorating cars.
Well, then I've seen, because I subscribe to the gas lines main Facebook channel, and they're starting to add other stuff.
That's gonna be funny. Even if we just did a freaking race.
Yeah. So it's definitely something we can add to our repertoire for sure.
Now you're using big words, Clint. Be careful.
Yeah, I know.
Poor Mythos. He's a little bit Greg. It seems like there's wholesome channels, just a lot of sweet girl next door types. That's why I tell them you're kind. You're always trying to support your neighbors, Mythos. Good for you. Yeah. It's all wholesome. We're just having this whole sarcastic chat while
That's
you
good.
guys are talking.
That's good, yeah. Well, we're trying to stay focused on gaming.
Well, we
Keep
are.
her there. Trying.
Yeah, well, we're doing pretty good. Usually we tangent work.
So my disclaimer will be up on every show next year. There's no guarantee we stay on subject. So listen at your own risk. I mean, you know.
We should just put that up, yeah. Starting in January, starting now, actually.
Yeah, well,
We do try to stay on subject. It's just we get more in depth on some subjects than
Yeah,
on
and-
others. But
some things, yeah.
the good thing is we got 4 Sundays in a month for the most part. So there's plenty of ways to get a Necromunda campaign, to do Team Yankee, to do Kill Team, to do and Zombicide because we've got time. And then
Well, and once we learn Necromunda too,
Yeah,
we can play Necromunda. Once everybody learns Necromunda,
yeah, it's,
we can do it to where if I'm battling Greg, I can get with Greg during the week,
yeah.
and we can do a battle, and then you just gotta let
So,
the game,
yeah.
game campaign master know what's going on.
Mini Warmud is listening, so please reword you can get with Greg during the week as something different than that. Because
No,
you got
that's
to
not
twist
many
it.
warm up.
So,
So
He can take it as he wants. That's his problem.
yeah. So yeah, we're gonna try me and Keegan to
But
just
yeah, Keegan's right. We could put
Kinda-
off of Sundays to do campaign and just track everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's how Necromunda is supposed to be set up from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's a lot
supposed
of
to be,
where it's,
you can play little side scenarios and all that other stuff. Or if we're running out of time or whatever, I
And
can go
we-
over to your place.
we
After
got,
I've gotten with Greg, I can go over to your place
Yeah.
yeah.
and
and
we
then I
got,
can play a game.
we got to remember with Necromunda, there is a lot of after the game stuff.
Oh
that
crap!
has
On
to
my
be done.
camera, I can't even hide my expressions. Huh?
With Necromunda, there is a lot of after the game stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the one thing I am going to do with Necromunda is I do not care. This campaign, I'm not going to care if after the battle you go visit the trading post,
Yeah,
because honestly, after a battle, you're going to be able to trade in the real world. Necromunda, you'd be able to go visit trading post anyway.
so
Yeah. I think it'll work out good. We're just gonna have to do some restructuring.
Well, you're gonna want to get 10 minis somehow because most of these scenarios allow up to 10 minis.
But I have that. For
you have that,
Necromunda.
but I can't get above 6. I can
I-
barely get to 6.
Oh, because of
I'm
that.
stuck at 8.
Oh, because yours is that expensive.
Mine is expensive.
Yeah, and
Now-
I'm stuck at 8.
I am quite happy that GW clarified the rules with my wreckers that once I promote them, they keep their jump pack.
Well, wait. So they got back to you then?
No, I didn't. They FAQ'd that rule
Okay.
with the jump pack. So, because one person asked if the wreckers get promoted, because you can promote your wreckers to specialists. They get to keep their jump pack. So now I can have a weapon specialist with jump packs, which means I can have a lot of army members with jump packs. The problem is I have to, because when you promote them to a specialist, they're no longer considered a ganger, and I can't. Well, any of us can't have more specialists than gangers.
Yeah.
You have to have the same number of gangers or more.
Many Wormwood's old necro what?
So the nice thing is I could have several characters with the jump packs, which means, I can move 7 and 5 straight up. Then if I can give them drop rigs, I can move 12 straight down.
Well, the good thing is, as it goes, I mean, there's customization too, right? So
Somewhat.
I've got to try to come up with names. I
Yeah,
got to
so
name
do
my
I.
guys. I can't remember my family members' names. Now I got to remember my.
No, you're right.
See, it was easy for me. I just, because all mine are literally, they're just Votan. So I went to the Votan, I just rolled, because of Votan, they got this whole big page.
Yeah,
It is nothing but names.
Yep.
And you roll your dice for a first, roll your dice to the last name, and I just literally went through it and just
yeah, that makes sense.
named everybody.
Well, that would work, I guess.
Yeah.
1 through 10.
Now, it's like you rolled 2 dice.
So there's a lot of things for Necromunda. We haven't done vehicles yet, and it's going to be expensive to get those trucks into the game.
Well, remember, you already you start the campaign with 400 points for a vehicle.
Yeah,
Now, I'm not wondering if I was stupid. I dropped all 400 points on that original.
no, then you're fine. I can't do that because my cargo weight ridge hauler is more than 400.
Or not Ridge Hauler, but the
Your rock crusher or whatever. it
Rock
is.
Crusher.
Mhm.
I dropped all 400
Yeah.
points on that. But see, that's where the longer campaigns come in.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted a ridge hauler for sure, is for longer campaigns. I need to get those quads built, but I mean, the quads don't move any faster than my guys. That's what
Yeah,
gets
this
me.
moves 5 inches also, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm like,
my
how
guy
is
moved 5
it
inches.
not moving faster than the people?
Like that makes no sense. Like you would think the vehicles would move faster. But then you need to watch out because sometimes your terrain will be a toxic terrain and it'll literally damage your vehicle. as you're going down
Yeah,
the road.
so especially the smaller ones.
Oh. Thanks, Mythos. He just said he used to have very little interest in Necromunda,
Well, it's not
but we make it
what
so
it
fun.
used to be when he was looking at it before. It's definitely different with ash
Yeah.
waste. What we're probably gonna have to do is get some of the cheap bikes from the Necron or the Tyranid cult. Just the cultists with the dirt bikes.
Yeah.
And just use those for like Greg to use or D can't use vehicles at all.
I just need bugs.
There's just so much limited.
Well, I told Greg, I said, I've got no problem because he wants, if he buys the bikes for his guys in Warhammer, if he just uses them and proxies them in, because he's gonna buy them anyways. There'd be no reason why his guys wouldn't have access to those anyways.
Yeah. I mean, if he bought a box of scout bikes, he'd have 3 bikes.
And then
And
he'd
they'd
have
be
bikes for
cheap.
Warhammer, and he'd have bikes
Yeah.
for
Yeah, I mean, true. We just assume that it's not a Space Marine on it, but one of his enforcers.
It's too bad they
Yeah,
didn't
that
make
would
them
work.
specific for.
They're getting there. I'm seeing more and more of Escher gets hover bikes.
Is that the one where it looks like they're just sitting on a freaking engine?
No, I think that's the Goliath ones. No, the Goliath ones are the big spiky wheel on the front.
Oh no! Well, yeah, the last one reminds me
No,
of those
maybe it's the
Berserkers on
Escher that
Halo.
looks like they're sitting on an engine. But yeah, but they get
But they're floating. They're not.
those are hover bikes. Yep.
Huh.
That's funny.
I carry a dangling in front of
That's
Mythos.
funny.
We'll just have to pull Mythos into one of the games. That's all.
Mini too. I think Mini would enjoy it too.
It's not a huge outlay. I mean, to do a full, well, in my case, my main Orlocks, my advanced Orlocks, and the weapons box, you're not even looking at $100, and that's 10.
I think it was
15 miniatures, the dogs,
Anyway.
plus all the extra weapons.
I gotta find one of those grapple hawks.
I saw something about that actually.
I need to find one because I could
There's
use
a
it.
Forge
I need
World
one.
list. There's birds.
Yeah, but is
Huh.
there?
Which you can find on eBay. You can find
I
sprues.
think
I don't think so.
I
I
don't-
think Forge World actually put out Grapple Hawks because it was on. When I was looking at the Forge World stuff the other day. When I was looking at your by the way, your Stormcaller on Forge World rides a bug.
I want
It's
that.
not the regular Stormcaller that's in your book. It's a
Okay.
unique
I'll take
character in his stupid power armor suit.
Yeah, I need to get that. But that's like 220 points. It's gonna take me so freaking long.
It is, but
Eventually,
eventually we'll get there.
Yeah.
and eventually you'll
Well,
get
and also
it. But as far as buying factions,
Yeah,
I found cheaper nomads to sort of add to or to
Yeah.
or even as like if we want to have like a dead one laying somewhere or what, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
if I needed like little pieces, I bought extra sprues individually on eBay.
Yeah.
And they were cheaper than buying the
I-
box sets.
I'm just saying. I don't think there's a grapple hawk one. At least I
yeah,
didn't
I'm
look
pretty
very
sure
hard,
in the Forge World, the new Forge World stuff, there was a group of 3 hawks, and they looked kind of like those grapple hawks. I just didn't look real close at them because I was getting a phone call. And
I wonder what I'd have to look it up and see
But
because my guys
even
absolutely
so-
can use it.
you're the only ones that can use those, as far as I know.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Well, it must be out because on Reddit.
Yeah, I think it's available to order. Yeah, those grapple hawks would be
That would be it. I was
they would
thinking
be pretty brutal.
the other day instead of trying to get subjugators, just get a grapple hawk or 2 if I can add it to my guys.
I think the subjugators are going to be good for you, but not a full force.
No, you want one. You
I
like?
think-
I'd like to get like a couple of them
Yeah,
to
I
add to
think
the group.
intermixing them.
Yeah,
Those are the guys with the shield, aren't they?
Those
Yeah.
are the shield, yeah. where you upgrade a few of them to the subjugators and just use those. Yeah, I think that would.
Well, because I'm kind of weird that way, I'd rather have a couple with the shields that I can bring in as opposed to trying to proxy something. And say,
Yeah.
it has a
Does
shield.
Forge World not have a Warhammer section?
Forge World is its own site.
Or no, I'm saying a Necromunda section. 'Cause I'm on Forge
It's
World.
under box sets,
Box games.
box games.
We'll have to find it.
There's quite a bit now for Necromunda that I've noticed they've really expanded the Necromunda stuff since
Oh, okay.
Ashways. I mean, there's a lot of just individual, like iconography and stuff that you can add to your figures too, for each house. But there's also the unique bounty hunter characters and everything.
Yeah, there's some
So
interesting stuff.
there's so much stuff you could get. We got to get. I downloaded the FAQs for Necromunda. There's some changes to your book. in
Is that
it, too.
the one that you sent me?
Yeah, that's the one I
downloaded?
sent you
You
because
downloaded?
there's the first 3 pages of it is all the updated campaign stuff.
Well, that ain't bad. My Ironhead Squad Prospector, he's only 36 pounds.
Yeah.
Which is like
But
$45.
You should be able to switch that to US dollars.
I don't know, but
Yeah, there's the unique bounty hunter in the quad.
let's see here. What in the world is that?
I don't know. We should
Like
look
some
at
sort
it.
of
Oh,
Chimera
it's for House
thing.
Escher. Yeah. It's one of the creatures for House Escher. They have some weird scientific experiment stuff.
Wow.
I've never visited their
English,
website before.
English, please.
Huh?
English.
English.
Don't speak in yawn.
He's-
Oh, wait. There's some sort of birds there.
Yeah.
So maybe
Oh, those are just regular birds.
I could.
Oh, those are the
Condors.
shoebirds. Okay. Then that might be what I saw.
I wonder. Click the flag. That's how I changed it. Hold on.
That's probably what I saw then. But I would assume, yeah, find something to use for the grapple hawks. I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah, if I could find
we're
something,
gonna
I'd like
have
to
to-
buy it because it could deploy it.
We're gonna have to find D&D creatures for some of the creatures she can bring in, like the worms and the other.
That's another thing I'm talking about, thinking about. We should maybe get some Blood Bowl to release during
Oh,
football season.
shoot!
Yeah,
The
we
Blitz
have
Bowl
an
box
idea
is
for
out.
that.
I need to buy it. We don't need the miniatures that are in it. I want the map and I want the new cards.
So
To get the
maybe
next
you can
Blitz
wait on
Bowl.
eBay and then,
Well, it's Barnes and Noble exclusive. I'll just buy it from Barnes and Noble.
oh,
Just so I have the extra map and the extra cards. We have everything for Blitz Bowl. That's another thing we can throw down real easy. We have everything. It's just a matter of finishing.
We used to technically play that whilst that worked.
Yeah.
While we were in Outpost Zero. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I play the dwarves in that.
except you can't play the dwarves now.
no, you
I
could.
told you he was gonna. have
You
a
could
fit.
Yeah,
play
you
dwarves
can't.
as well.
I have all the
I told
dwarf
you.
stuff. You can no longer play dwarves.
Yeah,
Dwarves are
actually,
not
have
fun.
a
you
fit.
can. You could play as many dwarves. We could play all dwarves if we wanted, because the way it's set up. It
Because
doesn't
now
matter.
my Warhammer, my thing, when it comes to the fantasy side, it's all.
Well, you're
I
not-
have a
I
dwarf
actually
series
have
now.
an extra set of dwarves for the game that are unassembled and unpainted.
Oh, so I just get them from you.
Yeah, I'll just give them to you.
It's
It's like I have
Greg,
3 human
What?
teams.
that's on Fort World.
Yeah.
The
Some of
Cyber Mastiff.
Oh, I need that.
Well, is that the Cyber Mastiff for
Oh,
Orlock,
show.
or is that the Cyber Mastiff for the Enforcers?
So, show him.
Enforcers.
Looks like enforcers.
Yeah, it says
Yeah, look at the symbol in the middle of the chest. That's the Enforcers.
he's a unique. Yeah, it's an Enforcer. Yeah.
Comes
'Cause
with
I
a
have
dog.
Cyber Mastiffs for Orlock. I just
I'd like to figure out
not
how.
using them.
I wonder if there's a way I can get my guys to be able to take a dog.
I think you're gonna get something.
The problem is, aren't the dogs taller than them?
No,
Probably.
I just don't feel like using a Cyber Mastiff because it's extra points that I don't have right now.
Yeah, but what can it do?
It can intervene and take hits for you. It's not really something I feel I have to have.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I just
I'm
thought
gonna run the amp on.
I'll have to look and see what it does for enforcers.
Oh, they've already released one. Gretel Grenslin, Squat Bounty Hunter.
Yeah,
He looks nasty. Oh, he's got a freaking
And there goes his checkbook.
Yeah, I know.
Why do you think Crystal has it? Why do you think Crystal ain't got
I
it?
see,
So-
like,
So
Greg and
Crystal
I-
monitors this chat there, Keegan.
I
Greg and
know.
I could take Ambots or an Ambot,
He's only 34.
which is a
$34
robot,
for
a
one
big
character,
robot,
though?
one of the big mining robots. Which
Oh, those are like, they look like almost like a little mini juggernaut.
looks like a little juggernaut with a
Yeah.
bug face. Yep.
Those are
The thing is,
destructive too.
surprisingly, it's a mining robot, but I don't know if the squats can take it.
Why?
That would be my thought. Why? It would make sense, but
They're minors. Like
they're mining.
literally what we
The only
do.
one I don't think can. I've got to look at the rules because the rules for them came out before Ash Waste, so
Huh.
there's
You'd
got
have
to
to
be some
find out who it
clarification
could
there.
be.
But those are a nice addition. They are expensive, but they're a nice addition.
I had to. Now I have to wait for them to email me, so they can tell me when my SWAT prospector is back in
Stock.
stock.
Yeah,
That sucks.
Well,
we'll get there. But yeah, I think that's where we're definitely going. And who knows what we're going to end up expanding on down throughout the year.
You always come up with good ideas eventually.
Yeah,
I mean, something will catch your interest.
we don't really need to buy anything extra for BattleTech for the most part. To have most everything.
I have a
Jeez.
bunch.
D, are you saying me and Keegan don't come up with good ideas then?
I didn't say that.
Oh,
But it was implied.
But
now we
Clint
feel bad.
usually already owns it. By the
Well, that's
time you
true. He
buy
does
it.
have a game store
Yeah,
in
it
his house.
seems that way.
Seems that
So
way.
we're going to talk about all the RPG stuff I'm doing this next year.
And then you don't, and then you buy it, that you don't know that he already has it. But
Yeah, you buy something, Clint's, oh, I already got that. And you're like, darn it.
he doesn't always even tell you.
Because sometimes Clint forgets he has it. Like that Warhawk that I apparently bought for Wings of Glory that I keep going, I need to buy one of those, but I don't want to pay 80. Oh, look, there's one in the box, still in his package. When did I buy that?
Oh, man, lucky
Okay.
you.
Yeah, lucky me. That's good because, well, I was hoping eventually they would just re-release it. I don't care if I have the original release or re-release. I just want to have one.
Yeah.
Re-release is going to have the same stats. Doesn't matter. It's going to be the
There-
same miniature. It's just
Some of those bombers for the Wings of Glory, I kind of feel bad that I never bought one of those because now they're expensive if you can
Yeah,
find
but-
them. They quit making them.
I just don't do a ton with like the World War One
Wow.
stuff and.
The kids, though, like that game. So
Yeah.
I game with them.
Well,
still,
World War One was fun, and I kept a few biplanes, but I just didn't need everything I had. And
Yeah.
boy, I made decent money selling off what I sold off. But I just wanted to keep the World War II stuff, which I kind of wish I hadn't sold those 3 British planes. Now I wish I'd kept those.
we need to do
It's a
tripods and triplanes
Yeah.
again.
I want to do that with the World War II
We
variant.
need to do a campaign of that because then when their campaign.
No, it's not really a campaign.
We're like,
It's
one
really-
game went led to the next game, led to the next.
Not really. It was interlocking missions, but not really a campaign.
And that's because Ares made
They-
3 maps, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
for and you can use both World War II and World War One
Yeah.
on those maps, and they interlock like from
They-
the ocean to the city to the countryside.
The problem with Ares is like everything else. It's like, here's our new shiny. Oh, here's another new shiny. Oh, here's another new shiny.
We get
And
shiny
the old
objects
shinies
and
don't get much attention
Yeah,
because we're focusing on the new
those maps
shiny.
are nice though.
Yeah, they
The
are.
one
have
I got
one.
is really
I
nice.
have one, and you have one, I believe. So
Mm-hmm.
we've got we're good there. They still pop up. You can still get them, but that should, I mean, 1 or 2 maps should cover us for just about any time we're going to throw that down because it's going to be a one shot.
Yeah.
Let's do World War II. Let's do, let's do I need to order those other 2 aliens that I don't have. They're sitting there on my watch list. I need to just buy them. So I have them. And then we'll have all 4 of the aliens.
Well, we're gonna have to try to wrap this up.
Yeah, wrap this up. We got
Yeah.
some other things to
Yeah,
talk
so I
about.
could get some things done there, but appreciate you guys all being here. Our next year coming up, I think is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
You're just going to see some more structure. We're going to do that on purpose. And yes, Mini Warmut, I'm going to go through with this chick game that they gave me because it actually does look fun. But that's something that can be done
It'll
during
be
the
it'll
week.
be fun once we figure it out.
Yeah,
That's the pain in the rear.
We
Yeah.
got one
And
move
everything
done,
else.
and I'll get that uploaded hopefully tonight.
There's
The
so
one
many
Germans
other games
move.
like that we could do.
And those are things that me and him could do off and on during the week, and then you
Yeah.
complete the game.
Yeah.
You can complete the scenario. It doesn't drag on forever, but it does have campaigns if you want to do it. And then, of course, it's mostly the stuff me and you like too, though.
Yeah, so that'd be kind
Yeah.
of cool.
It'll be interesting. So you'll see some of that from us too, because we're going to expand a little bit, but mostly March to Victory. We're going to be there.
Yep. We only got the one time slot, so we're only taking Team Yank.
Oh my God, Mini Warmuts. I don't know you anymore, Greg. You broke my heart. But Mini Warmut, we're playing Zombicide at least once a month with you and more if you want. And you still have games you're supposed to pull us in on, like McMurray.
Somebody's throwing a fit. Many.
It's okay.
Oh, I thought you just
Hey,
had a person stomping
thing
around
is
upstairs.
No.
That's probably is many up there. That's probably why.
No, in all honesty, they sent me the game, so I'm going to play it. But yeah, it's okay. I cheated on him instead of cheated. That's pretty good, man.
You know,
No, so
I've looked at those games for years and just never put
Well-
time in to do it. And now I think it's a good time we can look at it.
well, it's interesting because the piece of plexiglass now it's big enough. I bought a 3x3 and I
Yeah.
can set it over our vinyl map. So when we
Nice.
move stuff, it flattens our vinyl maps out. Anyways, it's not like we're
Nice.
not going to use that.
Yeah.
Plus, if you ever want to make notes, these guys are right. You can make directional notes or
Well,
arrows with
that's
felt
actually a really
pins.
good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That
a
would
good
work
idea.
for tanks, man, on some of the stuff we do. But this is interesting, so I will follow through with that because it's just something different, and it's like anything else. You got to get used to it. What you're looking
for
at.
sure. And then if we want to do more later, we can.
Yeah,
So there's so much different for that type of scenario.
and the thing with that is that the convenient thing is it's all in one box. My problem is this: my fingers, they're so big trying to get those little chits that
Yeah.
you
We're
have
gonna
like,
need tweezers or something because
yeah, they got these weird looking tongs they are using.
Well, the nice thing is those are standard size. So you can buy the jewelry resin casting stuff and actually resin cast those or encase those in resin.
Yeah, I've seen.
And then
That's
it makes
like-
them a little thicker and easier to pick up.
So I told many more mine.
It's from what and it's UV resin. You literally just like put a drop of resin in the tray, drop the chit in, make sure that it's square, drop your next thing of resin over it, run it under or over either you run a UV light over it or run it under a UV light.
Yeah.
It cures it within minutes, and then you just pop them out of it's like an ice cube tray, silicone ice cube, and there you go. You're all encased in resin.
Yeah, and then they won't swell with
No.
moisture or anything. So I seen that.
Nice.
That's why I was joking, mini wormwood. I said, "You got some time?"
Oh,
You
that's the other thing is that with you said swell with moisture. Is I wanted to get some kill team.
Oh, mini. Ooh.
What do you say?
Yes, you did say that, Minnie. And Charles, yeah, we'll
Ooh,
remember
wow.
you as erasable
Ooh,
markers.
Dang. I don't think Keegan's gonna dance for him anymore.
Why?
Don't read the comment.
I'm going to read the comments. I'm going right now.
I'm
So,
confused, but
anyways,
Yeah, Minnie ain't getting nothing. Ain't for me anymore.
oh boy,
I ain't even looking at the camera because then they give them the ability to
He
have
says-
people pay dues and no Minnie can't get nothing now.
he says he's left the building. All right, we'll see you guys later. We'll be back at about 4:00. So get things wrapped up. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it, and
bye.
we'll have to get some Kleenex for Keegan there.
Man, I ain't losing nothing.
See that? See that mini warm-up?
So
All right, you guys.
Yeah,
We'll
no.
catch up with you later. Thanks for being here, and have a good rest of the day, you guys.